Hey there. Okay, I guess what I'm gonna do, um, I really don't feel like talking today. I'm just so, I don't know, I'm just so down. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like lifting my voice, but whatever. I'm gonna start by asking myself a question. I've answered this many times, as usual. So, my question is, why are there so many fat Americans? Why are we really fat in this country? I've seen a lot of fat people lately. There are many different kinds of fat people. They're fatter depending on race too. They can be fatter depending on race. I've noticed there's probably more skinnier, more people who are in better shape. Probably more whites depending on what age. It seems like there's more. It seems like blacks are in the best shape when they're in high schools, during their high school years, from time when they're born until the time they're seniors in high school, and then anywhere after that, from like ages 20 and up, it seems like whites start taking over when it comes to being in better shape and continuing it and jogging more outside and things like that. And then I think as far as if you want to bring up like Mexicans, I think Mexican males are probably in decent shape at an older age, especially maybe better shape than I think black males at an older age, but not like like muscular, but just a normal looking structure. Mexican females, in my opinion, well, I think in this city, I think at a young age, Mexican females are probably decent. But when it comes to being in shape at an older age, after high school, it seems like they are after having a kid, after having kids, they seem to be the fattest of this entire country. No offense. I love Mexican females, I do, dearly. But they seem like they are extreme. After they have kids, it is just all let go. Fuck everything. It's like, oh, keep the pretty face, but fuck your whole body, your legs, your thighs, your arms, everything just gets fucking bloated with Mexican women. Obviously they got fucking food. They are hip on food. But man, I mean, it's just amazing how, like, I've been to places here. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. This might be obviously Texas, I think, is probably the fattest state. This might even be the fattest city, but I would go to a place and it would seem like if it's any Mexican woman, out of Mexican women that have kids, it seems like 95% of the ones that I've seen are bloated, and not just a little bit big. I'm talking like round circle. Damn, man, that's fucking crazy. That's out of line. Out of line. Now, I hate that, of course, obviously. I wanted them to be the hottest women. The women that are in better shape, because they usually love to be beautiful. Obviously their faces are still cute. They obviously do a better job trying to be beautiful with their faces and things like that, and looking pretty and wearing awesome style. Their fucking problem is getting in shape. Sometimes I ask myself, I know people don't have a lot of time in this world, but at least if you're a female, you do find time to wear makeup. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of females do take hours to wear makeup. Why not just use those hours that you took to wear some makeup and just replace that with training? Just simply, if you can't even go to the gym, fuck it, do it in your room, training, go jogging with your husband or your kids or something. I just always thought that it would have been better if they replaced the time that they used to wear makeup to try to look pretty, to use that time for actually going outside and jogging. A simple jog every day can burn a shitload of fat. Especially if you're wearing the right type of clothing, as long as it's not killing you. But the type of clothing that builds up heat more, a simple jog each day can burn so much. If you're fat and it's hard to jog, hell, I think just lifting your body up on your toes a little bit to make things flow more than walking could just ease your way into an easy jog each and every day. But all I know is I kind of believe that's all they would have had to do. Instead, they use all that time for the makeup, and I guess I should understand that's the average human in America with a bit of laziness, or maybe just not knowing what's best for you. But I think it has a lot to do with laziness. I mean, everybody here is lazy. nobody really feels like going outside to work out and jogging. No one feels like doing that. Our jobs take more of our energy out of us to be more reliable or loyal to. No, fuck that. We're loyal. We're loyal. Everybody wants to lose weight, so we are loyal. We just don't have enough energy to go outside and lose some weight. Now, to me, that answers the question right then and there. I just answered it. Why are Americans so fucking fat? Oh shit. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Alright, I'm gonna get to that answer in a sec. I forgot to speak on other races. So yeah, those are your Spanish women. Black women, to me, I don't think they overeat like crazy, because I mean, we have soul food, but it's not as good as Spanish food. And I don't think we overeat and go crazy on the food and cook so much like Spanish women do. But black women are still pretty damn fat, and they compete with Spanish women a little bit, but they're not as fat as they are at an older age. I think what makes a black woman fat, though, is probably being more careless. Black people in general, being more careless of just taking care of your body. I just think we have less determination when it comes to that, which is pretty fair. I mean, we start out with a hot body anyways. I think it's pretty fair that we would have less determination and heart when it comes to, or not heart, but commitment when it comes to actually getting any type of talent whatsoever and improving it. I think it makes sense, but yeah, I think that could be part of the problem. It doesn't mean we have to be fat. Doesn't mean anybody has to be fat. But that all goes down to the actual answer on why we're all fat. But yeah, I think blacks, and especially the females, it's always the females within every race that are the worst out of everything, especially weight, in my opinion. I think we're just simply a bit more lazier than anyone else to actually get our bodies in better shape and improve. I mean, noticeably, I've seen anytime I go in any city and I go up to a track or just any place where people work out, I always notice, especially at tracks, on track fields, whites, any person that is I don't want to say Caucasian, but a white person will always be jogging, and they'll even be already in shape or riding bikes or things like that. Whenever I see a black person on a track, rarely do I see a black go bike riding, but when I see a black person on a track, they're speed walking, power walking. Even if it's a male with muscle, they always have a little bit of a belly though sticking out, and they're power walking. And I can see that has probably a lot to do with our push. We have probably a lower willpower with just about anything. So enough to just do it though, enough to get the job done, but just lower than everybody else's. Whites, on the other hand, even they're fat. They're probably the. No, I wouldn't say they're in the best shape, because no, I think they are in the best shape, actually. I was gonna say Asians, but no, they're out of shape. When you're skinny, I don't count that as being in shape. Me personally, I don't count skinny as being in shape, because if you're a weakling or you have less muscle mass, you're out of shape. You're just as bad as a fat person, because even in the end, while you don't have all this blob making you look ugly, you're still ugly anyways, because you don't have the muscle to make you look good. So I do count being skinny as being out of shape. As for whites, though, as general, I think they're in better shape than anyone else here in this country, both male and female. Obviously, the females, as usual, are the fatter type of people that I've noticed. But I think with whites, it might be a little different. There are a lot of males that turn into couch potatoes. I think there's less white females as couch potatoes. I think white males can be couch potatoes more than the females, and I think that could make them more fatter than the females, maybe because of those beer bellies, and then just the big solid bodies that they usually have. And white females will usually be skinnier. But wait, I said skinny. So white males are definitely in better shape than females. White females are missing one thing majorly, more than anyone, except for Asian females, but more than any other female, like Spanish and black, especially black. White females have no muscle. They are very, very weak kind of females, no offense, but that's the last thing they ever go and attack. I wonder why. I don't know why. Maybe they just don't know what's best, and that's just how most Americans are. The last thing a white female ever fucking does, which makes no sense, is go to the gym and actually, not even the gym, screw that, get the strength that they need and more muscle mass. They'll even be jogging. What are you jogging for? Don't jog, you're already skinny. What more weight do you need to lose? I mean, jogging is good to build stamina, but screw that. I mean, if you You have no reason to. You're not joining a sport. I mean, unless you're young and you're in high school, okay, I see the reason for jogging. But usually when they're adults and they're on the track, they're jogging, and it's like I don't ever see them like in the weight room lifting like freaking weights. Instead, I go to the gym and I see them. I said weight room. I meant to say gym, and I see them on the treadmills or something like that, just doing nothing but running. The thing about white females, they do work out like white males do. But when they work out, they don't do anything other than freaking run. It's like you're skinny already. You don't need to burn any more whatever the heck you ever had. How about gaining some more? If white females had spent more of that time, less time running, and they actually spent more time gaining muscle and strength too, oh my god, they would actually be able to compete with black women. At least at a younger age. If we're talking about at an older age, well, it all depends on the man. A lot of men in America, no offense, this whole world to me, I call it trashy, because this world is in the wrong area of what we like. A lot of men in America probably like thicker women anyway. So naturally, I think white women, just being white, they do actually probably get some love. But if we had to set up a vote for what type of women have the better looking bodies in America, I think a lot of people would choose black females, because a lot of people here just like thicker women. Now if you liked skinnier women, maybe you would choose white females. There's so many different turns though. If you liked women that were more muscular, well, I think some people would choose black females. But sometimes black females, they get out of that muscular stage when they gain weight, so they turn into just thick females with some curves. Lucky them though, because a lot of people do like thick females. So I think it kind of depends on the type of guy. Naturally, to me though, the type of hot female that looks great just all around, to most people, it should be to most people, should be a female with an evenly amount of muscle mass, an evenly sized, not thick, not too skinny, not anorexic, none of that, and curves, nice curves. That type of female is perfect in my opinion, and should be perfect to any average person. A lot of times girls miss that though. Black girls, they're too heavy. They have the muscle mass part down, especially when they're younger. They already have that figure. That's the figure I'm talking about. When they're black girls in high school, that's the figure I'm talking about. Not the figure with the huge glutes. No, I'm not talking about that. I mean normal size glutes with a regular size waist, a thinner waist, but some actual meat on the body though at the same time. Just normal size. That is the perfect weight, but they lose that when they get older. So they become thick. White females, they're already skinny, so all they have to do is achieve the muscle mass. But they don't even do it. They just do nothing but sit here and jog the whole time. It's as if a lot of females think, oh, getting muscle mass is only for the men. If you ask me, I'd say it's more for the females than it is for the men. I think it's equal, but if anything, I'd say females do a better job going after the muscle mass than men do. Because anyways, like when guys get muscle mass, I think we overdo it. I think we get too much muscle mass. I think we get too big. A lot of times we don't focus on just getting enough muscle mass to just look sexy. Instead, we just get too fucking much. And there is a such thing as too much muscle mass. There's a such thing as too much of just about everything. So, focusing on white females still, I think they need to hit that muscle. They need to get more muscle mass. And hopefully even in this time period, they don't think that it's all about having larger glutes. A lot of girls think that, especially when you look at black girls, you're like, oh, all the guys like that. Look at these rap videos, blah blah blah. You know what? You might even be right. Maybe a lot of guys do like the larger glutes, but truthfully, I think you're more successful at having nicer glutes. I mean, you got no choice. You're not born with larger glutes, and it's hard to get larger glutes. If you had to use muscle as a way of getting larger glutes, do you know how long that shit takes? That takes a long freaking time. Bad enough females don't even like getting muscle. So don't expect to actually get larger glutes by gaining weight. You're stupid. You're only going to get a larger waist as well as a larger thighs, and it's going to look like an old person's arm. No, an old female's arm, because a lot of females have grandma arms. That's why they're called grandma arms, because females don't know how to get in the weight room and actually tighten up those arms. they have grandma arms because they link so low, like freaking dresses. They link so low away from the actual bones inside of their arms, which is just disgusting. Well, when you get fat, sometimes your skin can look similar to that. It's just not worth it, and it doesn't even do anything. When you get fat and you eat, you don't get larger glutes unless your glutes were already as large. Instead, everything just gets saggier. And besides, if you don't work out your glutes, they get flatter anyways. Especially from actually, in my opinion, I think sitting down a lot of times does make your butt flatter. I do believe that. So anyways, that's the case. With Asian females, Asian people, period, from what I've seen, it seems like they don't do anything. They're not as fat as anybody else, really, but they're probably more skinnier, but they're out of shape because they don't really do anything. They're just, I don't know. I mean, from all the Asians I've seen when I was in school, and at every school I've been to, there weren't that many that played sports, and when they played sports, they would play, I guess, any sport, really, and even football. But I think the issue is obviously, more of their focus is on the studies. I mean, that's more of their focus, is studying. They could care less of a shit about being physically fit or actually being physically active. I think they're more into school. I think the way the Asian mind is usual, I always think the Asian mind works as in they take care of one thing at a time. Mostly they put most of their heart into just like few things at a time, maybe one. So if their parents train them and teach them, hey, you have to study and make sure you focus on school, I do think they grow up as nerds when it comes to school and only care about school rather than actually study. I think when they actually focus more on something else, they do that. They do the best at anything that they really put most of their focus on, but it all depends on what they're being raised up to do. So that's the problem. A lot of the times with America, people are going to be fat because most of our focus is going to be on other things rather than physical activities. We will spend more time sitting down all day in school every day and learning inside school for about 8 hours or more, then going right back home doing homework and then studying and then going straight to work or something like that. Most of our bodies are just doing things that are related to getting more education in our heads, and man, getting more education in our fucking heads, and then going to work and using our skills at work. So, and work lasts so long. We hardly ever have time to actually be at home to think about what we should do other than these stupid things. Not stupid things. I'm sorry, I said stupid. I think they're stupid because we do them too much. But we never have time to actually figure out what should we do other than this. So yeah, I navigated away from Asian. Let me go back to that. Okay, yeah, so Asians, yeah, they don't really, from what I see, they don't really have much muscle mass at all, and they don't do much of that stuff. It's as simple as it is, I guess. Asian females especially, as usual, the females are even worse with these things. Men are usually better with these things than we handle these things when it comes to being physically fit better than females ever do, within any race usually. And same thing with Asian females, they're even weaker, they're even worse with it. Their main focus is to just be cute, and that's it, nothing else. Obviously that's a flaw for them. That's a flaw for all of them, because I mean they are the race that people least respect in this country. It's kind of sad. I feel bad, of course. They're usually my favorite type of people. But yeah, Asian females are usually just focused on having a cute face. Obviously they have, when it comes to body type, Asian females, mostly speaking on them, they will have less muscle and less fat altogether, I think, from what it looks like to me. Even then, so I believe an Asian female can easily gain that muscle and be able to get themselves a perfect shaped body just as well as anyone else. The problem is they don't focus on it. They probably don't even care about it. They just care about being cute, and it's a flaw. It's a flaw within anybody. When you focus more on one thing, everything else is shitty. That's just how it is. So it's as simple as it is. They don't have much focus commitment to actually having a better looking body. By doing that, all they have to do is go to the gym, get some muscle mass. I don't think females believe in muscle mass. I don't think they care about that. You don't have to, if you work out, especially some females are scared of it. If you work out today, you're not going to be like a bodybuilder tomorrow. No. You can stop when you feel like you have enough muscle mass. You fucking need it, especially to actually make your body look a lot better. And then there's other things you can do to make your body have better curves, especially. So you can always control the way your body looks. You don't have to be muscular, and you especially don't have to be fat. And being skinny, you shouldn't have to be that either. So anyways, yeah, they just focus on having a pretty face. I guess it's the easiest thing to do for females, just having a pretty face. Wearing some makeup, it must be the easiest thing. Now, finally moving on to the actual biggest topic of how we're all so fucking fat and just out of shape. Not just fat, but out of shape, especially. Obviously, most of our focus is on school, work, and all these other things we never have time to. That's how you answer the question, just simply like that. What do I believe would help? I think if we had less time to spend on all this on these things, we would actually have more of an adventurous lifestyle. If we spent less time in school so much and less time in work so much, we would actually be able to be at home, especially with our family, and be able to actually have more time to do any of these things if they ever came to mind. And especially learning from our family, if correctly, that if we went to the gym or we actually gained some muscle mass, a certain amount, and worked out and actually stayed in shape, we would be able to actually know about it and then go and do it. You see, the funny thing is, we have health class in school. It's like, what's the point of health class if we're still fat? That's what I don't understand. We have health class, but we're still freaking fat. We're still out of shape, though. We're not even, like some of us who are skinny, they're still weaklings and still out of shape, still skinny and anorexic and whatnot. It's like, there's just like no point. We learn all this stuff in school, but since we don't have enough time to even achieve any of this shit, we're so unsuccessful anyway. So